You've gone. Can everyone hear me okay now? Cool. All right, we'll get this set up. I'm going to give permissions out. I've invited Maura up here. Let me send Paul a co-host invite. And we'll just get it kicked off in a few minutes. I hope everyone's doing well. It has been a very long time, I think, since we all spoke. We have been diligently building away in the background for what has been a pretty intense few months, but we've got quite a lot of good updates to bring you. And we also are very, very excited to be participating in the Super Hack with the ETH Global team. Here we go. Paul, are you in? Nice, there you go. It's working fine now. All right, should we get this kicked off? Good to go?
Let's do it.
All right, well, look, thank you everyone for coming along today. The occasion for this is we are very, very excited to be participating in the Super Hack with ETH Global. For those of you that have been following the journey of Metal L2 over the last few months since we deployed mainnet, we have been working pretty hard behind the scenes to bring more integrations, interoperability, bring all of the tooling required for anyone that wants to build on Metal L2, and of course connect to the broader Superchain. So we've been working with the ETH Global team, and we've been working closely with the OP team as well, which has been fantastic. That's where this introduction came through, and they connected us with the guys running the Super Hack, which will personally, as my perspective, will be the first hackathon I've certainly participated in. And we're really, really excited to get it launched. So you might have seen we have joined as a gold sponsor, which means there is $10,000 up for grabs in rewards for a number of different prizes, a number of integrations to be built on Metal L2 mainnet, which is part of the OP Superchain. And we're delighted to work with these developers. And there's a bunch of initiatives that are going to be going on over kind of the next few weeks while Super Hack's running. And we've got some really interesting bounties for a couple of different products to be built and built on top of Metal L2. So we basically, for this space, just wanted to give a little bit of an introduction to Metal L2, to Metallicus, and as I'm sure everyone has started to notice, the use of the Digital Banking Network, or TDBN, as the abbreviation. So obviously, Metallicus has very much been focused on bringing adoption to blockchain-based use cases, and specifically within the financial industry. And as a company which is guided by an executive team of former banking executives, obviously an incredible blockchain team founded by Marshall Hayner, the CEO and co-founder of Metallicus, alongside Glenn Marion, our CTO. The vision has always been very much focused on, blending that world of, the transformative power of blockchain, faster payments, decentralized ledger technology, digital identity, and so forth, but bringing that to life with traditional finance. And, I think Metallicus has always stood true to the fact that we believe that these worlds should coexist. And I think back in the day when a lot of people were talking about, becoming your own bank in this kind of dystopian or maybe utopian world of decentralized finance, we very much believed, as, Metallicus and the Digital Banking Network, that we were to build this stack of crypto and blockchain-based products that could plug into any financial institution and allow them to come on chain and to really just amplify and supercharge their operations. I don't think we need to go into the details of how blockchain can improve payments or security and so forth, but that was very much what we focused on. And throughout the years as it's evolved, we've stayed very close to different financial institutions. We follow the landscape of regulation, of compliance, and really looked at what institutions need to come on chain and to really, become a blockchain-powered financial institution. And while we've worked closely with a lot of these, I guess, Web 2-esque and TradFi players, there's been this other world which has developed at a rapid pace in the world of Web 3 and DeFi. And I think a lot of that testament can be given to the growth of Ethereum as, this decentralized computer, which has seen enormous amounts of liquidity come on, whether it be on Ethereum, whether it's been through the rise of layer 2s and so forth. And, we as Metallicus very much connect those two worlds. So we've got the institutions that are looking into layer 0 and specifically through Metal blockchain, which is a blockchain which would allow a financial institution to create their own subnet, to operate in their own private ecosystem, but share that consensus with a wider network, which is the digital banking network. And what we really wanted to do was to bring that entire connectivity all the way through from, say, operating through your Web2 focused or your institution's application, all the way up to, say, an LP or an automated market maker in this this Web3 world that exists on Ethereum. And there's a few things that have to happen for that, obviously, to become possible. Obviously, there are many different regulations and compliance requirements to operate in that space. And you might know of the Bank Secrecy Act and other regulations around KYC, know your customer, and having to understand the identity of operators that are on that chain to ensure that everyone on the network is obviously operating in a safe environment. So Metallicus, as the core developer of Metal blockchain, is a layer 0. And then as of recently, Metal L2, which is our Ethereum scaling solution built on the OP stack, has obviously had this focus on bringing this tooling that would allow kind of those both worlds to connect. So we've obviously built a decentralized identity protocol, which will allow someone to verify their identity, to have that documentation securely stored on chain, so that it's not vulnerable to attacks, but then also allows that on-chain address that someone is using to benefit from a verified checkmark, so that when you're trading on MetalX or another trading platform on chain, that they are verified users and that you can operate in a safe environment. And the same goes for kind of bringing liquidity on chain as well. So Metal Pay, as the inaugural product of Metallicus, which was launched in 2017 and built off process proof of payment. So whenever someone was to pay another Metal Pay user, they would be rewarded with ERC20 tokens, which was MTL, and essentially that would give the confirmation that a payment had happened, and you would be holding an on-chain asset in your wallet. And from that has developed even more. And we've seen the rise of on-ramps. I think MoonPay, to speak of one. And what we're bringing to life as part of the Superchain and the Metal L2 vision is Metal Pay Connect, which I think Marshall has teased recently, but is essentially another piece of that compliant tooling that Metallicus is bringing as a core developer to the broader Superchain. So the idea being that whether you have a lending protocol, it could be a social fi application, it could be a trading platform, you'll be able to plug Metal Pay Connect into your application and onboard fiat compliantly for any user. And with all of these tools that Metallicus brings to the table, we really just want to empower anyone that operates within this Superchain ecosystem, the tools available to bring users on board as seamlessly and as securely as possible. So we've kind of got to that point where Metal Pay Connect is in testing right now, and hopefully will be coming to market very soon. And I think as we've been working with the OP team, we've been looking at kind of which applications within the Superchain really share a similar vision to Metallicus, and which applications do we want to bring on that very soon, which is exciting. Ionic protocol has also submitted a successful DAO proposal, and we're just slowly expanding ourselves across the board. And a big part of what we're doing with Superhack is that it's really time to foster that development community. And, we want to come to the party with all of these fantastic tools. I think, one of the great things about the Superchain vision, and I think, it's been touched on before, is that crypto and blockchain has typically been a little territorial in the fact that someone thought, everything is going to exist on this chain. And what we really liked about the Superchain vision is that we understand that as a world, eventually, everyone is going to slowly come on chain. And whether that is through a financial institution, whether the first time you get a wallet is through a social fi application, or it's you're on a prediction market, that's what sparks your interest because of that ability to use something like Polymarket. The idea is that within the Superchain, there's a chain really for anything. And Metallicus's vision, and especially with Metal L2 and the digital banking network, is that we are providing that connectivity to this compliant ecosystem, which is the digital banking network. So with Superhack, obviously, a big part of the participation is about facilitating and fostering that development community. So there are I believe there are 4 bounties up for grabs. And Paul, jump in at any point if you want to talk about this a little bit more. But there's the first is passkeys integration. So and there's $3,000 up for grabs, awarded to the most outstanding projects integrating passkeys for Metal L2. And to qualify for that, it needs to be submitted and live on Metal L2 mainnet. The second is the trustless bridge. So this is awarded to the most innovative trustless bridge connecting Metal L2 with the Metal blockchain C chain, which is obviously EVM compatible. And this is very much for enhancing interoperability and flow of liquidity across those two chains. Another is the identity management. Again, $3,000 up for grabs there for the most creative or interesting decentralized identity management solution deployed on Metal L2. And then finally, there's kind of like a rogue smart contract bounty for just the most interesting smart contract deployed on Metal L2, and that's for $1,000. And I think that very much is for anyone that has got an idea that they wanted to bring to life on chain. So yeah, we're really hyped about it. This is pretty much the first kind of marketing campaign that we've ran from a developer's perspective, and I think as well, from more a broader stance of Metallicus, like that we'll be looking to do this across, more of the product stack. I know Paul and I have talked a lot about XPR Network, and we've got some developer interest in there as well for running hackathons, and it's very much kind of the start of fostering this community. So there are a few different initiatives that will be happening over the next couple of weeks. There is a webinar which we're working on putting together at the minute, which will kind of outline prizes. It'll have a little bit more technical information about what we're looking to build and more intricacies on that front. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Really exciting. The OP team have been fantastic to work with. The ETH Global team have also been really great to work with. We've kind of pulled this together in less than 48 hours, I would think. But yeah, really signifies the start of fostering that developer community and bringing wider connectivity across the entire ecosystem. Anything to add, Paul?
No, I'll just say, for anyone that is interested, make sure you head along to ethglobal.com/superhack and apply like ASAP in the next couple of hours, ideally, because I think applications close tonight. So yeah, get in there. We will be available in the Superhack Discord. So if you need to talk to any of the Metal L2 developers, or myself or Will, and if you've got any just questions about Metallicus stack, or you need some help, just reach out. There's always someone online.
Always online. Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff as well. Like we've got a couple of job postings I think that are going out. We've been really busy in the back end. Obviously, there's a lot of work going on with the A-chain migration of XPR Network across to Metal blockchain. The banking innovation program is, as I'm sure you've seen, is very much in full swing, and we're constantly adding partners to that. And I think there's probably going to be some updates coming out on that very soon, which is super exciting. But yeah, it's just really great to kind of see, Metallicus building on both sides, because I think, you've got this world of traditional finance where the interest in blockchain and digital assets is growing, probably not as quick as it is, from the Web3 side of things. But for Paul and I especially, this is super fun for us, because this is kind of the area that we thrive in and have enjoyed in our spare time as well. So it's pretty cool to really pull this together, and I'm personally really excited to see what gets built. It'll be really cool, and as well, like for any developers that are listening that are interested in building this, eventually the end vision of this entire thing is that liquidity can flow from these fiat rails with all of the institutions that we're working with on the layer 0 perspective all the way up. So you could be in an AMM or an LP on the Superchain and be all the way down to your credit union without any friction at all, which is cool. So yeah, I think that kind of covers everything. A short but sweet one. But yeah, like Paul says, sign up. There isn't too much time left. If you have any questions, we're always a DM away. Give us a shout. And otherwise, best of luck to everyone getting involved. And thanks again for showing up. I think this has been obviously super hack focused, but it's probably definitely time for an old school Metallica space, and we can get some people up, get some questions answered. But yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff going on. Like I mentioned, MetalPay Connect is pretty close to deployment. We've obviously just launched in Australia for MetalPay, so bringing that global fiat on-ramp to even more territories. Yeah, cool. Well, thanks all, and we'll see you online. Hit us up if you've got any questions.